Well, gang, hello. I'm wearing the scarf of that you champs don't have to see the top of this t-shirt. Not because it's a Portsmouth shirt, look at that. The neckline. Anyway, today's rather curious in a way. It's been 2 weeks now since I effectively lost my job. It was a job that, as I think I've said before, either on this or a blog, that I was trying to get out of, funny enough. But I realised 2 weeks ago today that I actually had, a group of people, well, a small group of people that cared for me quite deeply. And that's not to say I didn't think they did beforehand, but I usually had to bail on social situations because I live in Buckinghamshire, an hour's train journey from London, and that's a journey I've done probably thousands of times since I was little. From about 1989 probably, when I was about 4 years old. No, don't lie. Yeah. But as much as I wanted to hang out with them, apart from money, alcohol is quite expensive in London. I couldn't because I was tired, and especially in the summer when I could be finishing off a bus, say 8:30, not be on the train until 9 and not home till 10, and then the way the rotors were, I'll be in for a 9 o'clock start the next day, which means I'd have to be on the train by 6:30 or so, just in case the bloody thing acted up, which with Chiltern Railways it usually did and does. But anyway, 2 weeks ago the road shifted in more ways than one. We all packed ourselves into a pub at 8:30, 8:45 in the morning. We were told at the bar that alcohol isn't served in this Wetherspoons, and probably all pubs in London until 9 o'clock. So we settled for soft drinks, and then I think we crashed the Wetherspoon app at 9 o'clock, or some of us did, when alcohol there, and I was there until 3 o'clock. But it was interesting, and one reason why I want to get back to the job, but also because the job effectively might be the only job I can get by the time this economic thing is over. And that's the thing, I keep saying it, and I don't think will ever settle in just how things have changed in the past 3 or 4 weeks. I went into this year, I wrote in my journal that it's a whole new decade, and I wrote that in the past decade I'd spent 8.5 years of it in work. I didn't think this was going to happen. None of us did, of course. It's funny how news stories work though, isn't it? I think I first remember hearing about coronavirus on the BBC website, something, and it was like a side story, and then it started to get bigger and bigger in late January and started February, and then next thing you know, it started to affect things at work. The buses, they weren't packed when I started a year ago in April, but they should have been getting busier. And next week is Easter, and Easter is a busier period, I'm told, than the rest of the summer. I remember working on Easter Sunday, Monday, and it was a nightmare. Had to fight through people to get onto the bus you were taking out, and then you had to stand on the stairs and get pushed and shoved and everything. But we're facing our worst economic crisis probably in this country's history. It could have the potential, and I'm no economic expert, I'm no economic historian, because me and Mouse don't get on, as I think I've said before, but it could make the crash of 1929 look like a sideshow. And as I've said before, we've never faced these kind of social restrictions in this country for years. I was just reading a biography about the artist Turner, famous for the Fighting Tambourine and others, and cholera in the 1840s was 1820s, 1840s was massively detrimental to the country in more ways than one, apart from health. It affected everyone from the rich on down to the poor. You only have to go into Highgate Cemetery, pay for the walking tour, and be told how it affected Victorians. Like, they built these mausoleums that were meant to be for the older generations when they died, like the parents, grandparents, and they were ultimately the first people buried in them were the children. yesterday on the news they showed the Nightingale Hospital in the Excel Centre out east, in East London that is, and 4,000 beds or something like that. I reckon it's the largest hospital in the world or something. And it's scary, isn't it? It takes something like this to happen. For something like this to happen, for us to suddenly go, here's the hospitals, here's the nurses, here's the doctors. I know they're not paid enough. None of us are paid enough, but they're not paid enough for what they do. And there was a story that I think it was in Poole yesterday. Teenagers attacked a woman, a carer, because of her uniform. I mean, this is the world we're living in now. I don't have any respect for teenagers for the most part. I've had too much bad experience of them since 2017 and probably just before to really have sympathy for some of them. I'm sure there's good types, but I just don't believe at the moment, because of what's happened to me personally, that there are. That makes me a bad person, so be it. When I was that age, my dad would give me a good hiding if I misbehaved, But point of it is that I miss my friends in more ways than one. I'm in a house by myself. I don't even have a pet. House and Trust rather belatedly told me the day I was signing my tenancy in 2017 that, oh yeah, you could have a pet, you could have a cat. Because I had my brother's girlfriend and my brother were moving out of the house we were sharing, and it was a 3-bed place, so I needed somewhere. And I said, they wanted me to look after the cat, Eep, psychopathic cat, but a lovely cat. And I couldn't, because I'm sure the House and Trust wouldn't let me. Long story short, apparently I could have. And Eep was a nightmare sometimes. I mean, she had a habit of slashing my wrists, my arms, to make me look like I'd been self-harming. But I could do with another presence in the flat. I know the whole idea of isolation is that it is, but, down the stairs, who are fitness instructors, I don't know if you can hear the music and stuff. They're a couple, and they've got 2 cats. Friends I know have got a partner and they've got kids or whatever. I'm worried in a way, and I'm telling the whole internet this, he says I'm getting single-digit views, that I'm worried that I'm going to have a disconnect from reality at some point. That eventually, come September, whenever this quarantine ends, I will struggle to re-immerse myself with the British public and whoever else. So hopefully, that won't happen, and I'll stop wearing my Portsmouth shirts when I do, because I'm in the safety of my home, not in South, that place down south. So I can get away with it. Tomorrow I'm going to venture out to the supermarket. Wish us luck. And as I can see, I'm almost using up my 8.5 minutes because I have too much music on my phone. So, as Ed Murrow used to say, good night and good luck. So you can get a nice shot of my arm now and have a good one.